All right, guys, welcome back. Here we go. Lincoln MKS. This is a 3.5 liter engine. As you know, previous video, we got a lot of work done. Check this out. All the old chain, primary chain, secondary chain are out. Everything is ready to go. Check it out. See how the new one right here. We just installed a new bolt, new chain. There's a new water pump right there. New guides right there. Make sure before you install the sprocket on the right side right here, get this bolt in first and this guide before you put this one in. So I had to take this one out first and then install that. So on this video, we're gonna be installing the primary chain guides and tensioner. There's two guides right here ready to go. Here's the brand new tensioner. Gonna quickly show you guys the old and new chain right here. All right, so it's gonna show you. Here's the new chain, one on the right, and then the old chain one on the left. So you see how much stretch this new just old chain has. Look at that. Did you see that right there? Yeah, that's probably like about a quarter of an inch stretch. That's how much that gap, and it jumped probably like 6 to 8 tooth. That's why it's not starting. That's why you just crank. You got a couple codes go up. That's why it's not running. All right, so let's continue. Let's get this part installed. All right, make sure to get the brand new sprocket down there. Got the brand new. Here's the old one right there. This is garbage. This chain, they have colored links on this, so we're just gonna find out what's going on here. All right, so double colored chain down here. This is going to the crank sprocket, double-sided right there. And then up on the top, there's a single colored one. Single right here, and then single right there. The single goes up to here, to the cam. All right, here's the colored chain right there, right on the mark, on that dot right there. Same thing on this side, get the colored chain right there. Make sure it's tight. This side is tight right here. And then this is where the slack is gonna be, because there's a hydraulic tensioner will be right here to take out that slack. So make sure this side is tight. All right, so the first guide we can install is the one on the front. That would be the right side right here. There's only one long bolt on this timing chain guide that goes in. That will be this side right here. And then the rest is all the same bolts. All right, the left side guides, there's no bolt on this side. There's a pin right here. Right there's a pin. Slide that plastic hole guide right here and that pin. Set like that. Perfect. And then we're gonna go underneath here, make sure that colored chain link is on that mark or that sprocket. All right, guys, so down under here, you can see the links right there, the colored links right on that mark of the sprocket. So that's perfect. Okay, we're gonna snug this up. This side right here, we're gonna push this guide over, and then everything will be nice and tight. So let's go up top. We're gonna put that tensioner right there on the corner. All right, here's our new tensioner right here with the 2 bolts. Put it in here, and then we'll torque it to spec. The tensioner bolts, and then all the guides, we're gonna torque it to spec. This will be a 10 Newton meter. All the bolts gonna be all 10 Newton meter. All right, guys, there we go. Everything is torqued to spec. Tensioner, torqued to spec. Guides on this side, torqued to spec. The guides on this side right here, there's no bolts, just a pin right there. Okay. Make sure that shaft for the tensioner, it goes inside of this plastic guides right here. Okay, make sure it's nice and tight. Double check your marks. All right, so we're bang on. By the look of it, looks like we're good. It's nice and snug. We're gonna be pulling the pin, the secondary pin right here. Same thing on this side, and then the primary pin right there. And then this is the last one right here. Fire in the hole. Done. Just make sure, double check. Okay. it's nice and seated, this chain to each teeth of this sprockets. And then we're gonna take out this locking tools and then we're gonna spin this manually. All right guys, so we got the dipstick right here on that piston number 1. We're gonna spin this crank over 1 round, 1 full turn, and let's see if we are on bang on the mark here. So when you do full turn on this chain marks right here on the chain, it's not gonna be lined up to the dot of the sprocket. Same thing on the sprocket on the crank. As long as the dot right here, the dot right there, same thing on the crank sprocket, make sure that they're all lined up to the chain marks. Not gonna line up because who knows how many turns when that thing lines up again. So the main thing is we're gonna do a full turn. Never turn this thing counterclockwise, it's always clockwise. So let's do that now. And then we're gonna guide it with this dipstick right here for our top dead center. All right, so now 1 full turn up here and then twice turn on the bottom. We're gonna go another turn to get it to top dead center. All right, let's try this zip tie here. Let's see if we could make this thing work. All right, there we go. All right, see the zip tie right there is going up. When you're trying to turn the crank, when it's stopped like that, means that the piston is on top dead center. And if you check, that's the mark right there. 11 o'clock. This will be like 1 o'clock right there. And then on the crank will be like 4 o'clock right there. Yeah, bang on. Perfect. So it spin, it turn, there's no binding and there's no hitting. We just had to make sure that there's a compression on each of this 6-cylinder. There's another way we could do this. We could do a leak down test or a compression test. Do a leak down test, you're gonna have to do top dead center on each of this cylinder. That's gonna take a while. Or we can do a compression test. Make sure to take out the fuel pump fuse, the ignition. If there's a fuse in the ignition, it's okay, disconnect from the coil anyways, there's no spark plug. Make sure the main thing is the fuel. You don't want the fuel pump running when you're doing a compression test. Take out the fuse on that and put your gauge on each of this cylinder 1 at a time, and then you crank it 5, 6, 7 times and let's see if it holds pressure. I think that's what we're gonna do, is to do a compression test. It's a lot easier, quicker, instead of leak down test. If the compression test failed, we'll do a leak down test. So that's it guys. Give me a thumbs up, follow the channel. We're gonna get some more video on this Lincoln MKS. Thanks for watching. See you guys again on the next one.